Hello again and welcome to Rusty Balls Part 2. I don't know how many parts there's going to be in this video series. I didn't know it was going to be a video series, but it's a follow-up video to the very first one I did. So in this one is probably going to be a much shorter video. First of all, here's the first bearing that I did off camera before I got the inspiration to make this video. And this was a 8 ball bearing. I don't know what the size is, but as I said in the end of the last video, I showed some text. I've got a Boca bearing here. Now this is a standard component to one of their most common kit sizes for many 40 size engines, many. And it comes from a kit part number or kit number ENK-001. This is a 6902 bearing, and it's very common as a main bearing for many engine sizes. Now this is brand new. It may have been rubber sealed at one time, but I've been doing some experiments with some of their bearings, so I have a feeling that maybe this was rubber sealed. And the reason I say that is because there's grease in here. And metal shielded bearings, I don't believe have grease in them, but you know, I don't really typically go, I don't know. Maybe it was a metal shielded bearing, maybe it was a rubber sealed bearing, I don't know. So there's grease in this one, and I do want to take the race out and get the balls out so we can look at the balls and maybe compare them to what this one would look like also. Now I don't know, because there's 10 balls in this, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it put back together, because it seemed like the size of the balls and the number of the balls and my technique and experience level or inexperience level, as you may want to say, in reassembling a ball bearing assembly is very limited. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get this grease out. I just think it would be easier. So what I'm gonna do is put this off to the side, and I'm gonna just use some LA's Totally Awesome cleaner and a toothbrush, and see if that's enough to just kind of scrub the grease out of this bearing. And as I mentioned in that last video, LA's has a way of inducing rust in metal parts, because I've cleaned many metal parts by hand like this, dropping them in there and then pulling them out. And if you don't coat them right away with oil, I have seen, you can almost sit there and actually watch the rust form. That's how quickly and how good this cleans off carbon residue and buildup and dried caster and stuff, because it will just absolutely expose the metal to the air, and of course there's a little bit of moisture there, then it's just immediately going to start rusting. So here's our bearing. I am going to say, oh, I hate to do this to you, sir, but you're gonna get busted up now. So we're just gonna start getting the races out of this bearing. And I don't know if this is the best way to do this or not. This is, oh wow, this is interesting, because this is a tough bearing. So maybe this will be kind of also a testament to the quality of Boca's bearings, because that last one I did, the race just really seemed to come out a lot easier than this. Okay, so here we go. Got this race coming out. So the problem with what I'm doing here is I'm pushing that in and disturbing that top race, but I'm also kind of pushing out the bottom a little bit too. Maybe not. So now I need to just very carefully, I'm going to move this out of the way, just very carefully get in here and try and grab this part of the race that's already starting to want to come up. So I really don't want to go searching for balls again. There we go. So I knew this was just going to come right out. So there we go. Let's see. I need to zoom in some here so you can see this. So here we go. 10 ball bearing. Let's get all these off to one side. Looks like there's still some grease in there. And get all the grease out. This is the critical part here that we don't want to, or we don't want to lose balls. Maybe I do it under here if I can. There we go. I thought I had it. we go. Alright, so as I showed in that last video, let me put these out here. The E and K, last video I posted a little blurb from Boca's website that shows, talking about the economy bearings, which is what this one was. The E and K 001 kit. If it's a different quality or type of bearing, it'll say E and K, HPC for high performance ceramic, or ST for stainless steel, or whatever. So these are all, according to that, they're all chrome plated, or chromed, it says, chromed. So that would mean that, let me wipe this out here real quick. Everything here is chromed, is what they're saying. So it's chromed everywhere. And to me, I mean, I don't know, like I said, I'm not a metallurgist. To me that looks pretty chromy. Pretty chromy. I mean, this is just an absolutely beautiful, I mean, hey, this would be a nice ring. Maybe I can find a bearing that's the right size for my finger, and I can use the inner race as a ring. That would be kind of cool. I know, I'm geeking out here. Balls. Balls are still magnetic. But look at these brand new balls. Those definitely look chromed. Let me grab. Now I really should pop these things out again. But I don't know that I really want to do that. Oops, get over your ball. I'm going to actually see if I can try and put this one back together. So, I mean, to me, this looks like a really nice set of ball bearings. Balls for this bearing set from Boca. I mean, it looks like they're chromed to me. So let me see if by any strange chance, and if I'm unsuccessful with this, I may just turn the video off. Some strange chance I can get this thing back together and spin it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. Because without having all bearings, all balls in there, it's just not going to hold. So this isn't going to work. But anyway, aside from me fumbling around trying to put that together, I hope that I've at least shown that a brand new Boca bearing for the Economy series, and of course that would be the least amount of quality, I would think, because they only go up in quality from there, shows and seems to prove that yes, all of these things are chromed, which means they would be the ideal barrier, or a better barrier against rust, and make them least susceptible to rust, and more long-lived, better rolling, less coefficient of friction, etc. So anyway, that's the part 2 of this Rusty Balls bearing video series, we'll say. I don't know if it's actually a series or not. If I determine that there's a way for me to actually reassemble a bearing, maybe I make another video that shows how to do that. Otherwise, this will probably be the end. So anyway, I hope you learned something. I know I have learned a few things about ball bearings, and that I don't have really good skills at putting them back together. How I managed to do this one, I am not sure. I mean, maybe it was just a factor of size of the balls, number of the balls, because obviously that's a variable too. So we've seen 10 balls, which would be smaller, or the type of plating on balls. So there's a lot of factors that go into the quality, spin, and coefficient of friction of a bearing. And obviously, number of balls is one of them for sure, and it's definitely one of the things that makes it more challenging for a novice like me to try and put one back together. So thank you for watching.